We're grateful that he's back in custody.
Deja Elliott was in court today to make sure the man accused of killing her boyfriend and the father of her child had his bond raised and was not a potential threat to her safety or her family's. Keshawn Cage was shot and killed in Southeast Austin last October. Stephon Morrison is accused of pulling the trigger and was indicted on charges of murder and tampering with evidence.
He's automatically a threat. If he took away his father, what makes you think that he wouldn't come and take away his son or the mother of his child or his mother or his siblings? That is a long list of people that he has taunted since Keshawn has passed.
Morrison's yo-yoing of bond amounts is the result of the Travis County District Attorney's Office missing the 90-day deadline to present evidence to a grand jury and get an indictment. Texas law requires if the deadline is missed, bond must be reduced to an amount the accused person can afford. In this case, Morrison was freed on $200 bond for the charges of murder and tampering with evidence.
This isn't Guantanamo. You can't hold people indefinitely. There has to be a mechanism, and that mechanism is an indictment. And if they don't present one, clearly they don't care or they're negligent about the handling of their cases.
Brian Erskine is Morrison's defense attorney.
Inevitably, you'll see an appeal here.
After the deadline, the DA's office did get 2 indictments against Morrison. Regardless, longtime criminal defense attorney Amber Vasquez says Morrison's bond should have remained at $200 because there was no new evidence or other circumstances that would justify a change in the bond amount.
She had no right to raise the bond with no new circumstance. And quite honestly, I'm disappointed in everyone involved in this that happened because everyone knows that is not how this works.
This afternoon, the Travis County District Attorney talked to us about the missed deadline and the impact it's having on the families involved.
My heart really breaks for the victims in this case, and I am terribly sorry for everything that they have been through. They deserve solutions, not finger pointing right now. What is important to me is that we are doing everything we can to keep them and our community safe.
I think the question on everyone's minds right now is why wasn't your office able to meet that 90-day deadline to bring his case in front of a grand jury?
An Austin murder suspect is back behind bars tonight after his bond is increased to $100,000. On Sunday, Stephon Morrison walked out of the Travis County Jail after paying a $200 bond, down significantly from $800,000 because the district attorney's office failed to present the case to a grand jury in 90 days, as required by state law. In a sit-down interview with CBS Austin, Jose Garza explains why.
We recognize some significant management problems with a 20-year prosecutor who was handling that case. We immediately took action to demote that prosecutor, and she subsequently resigned without notice.
Garza says a new prosecutor was assigned to the case, and one day after the 90-day threshold, she presented the case to a grand jury, returning 2 indictments on murder and tampering with evidence against Morrison for the October 2024 shooting death of Keshawn Cage.
Nonetheless, it was a missed deadline that happened in your office. I think for a lot of people, it's frustrating that this sort of mismanagement was happening under your roof.
It is obviously our goal to make sure that every case is indicted in 90 days, but it is just a fact that cases are not always indicted.
Garza says his office is auditing how many cases don't get an indictment within 90 days. He says this happens for a number of reasons, like a suspect receiving mental health treatment or not having enough evidence from law enforcement.
Both APD and the district attorney's office are dealing with technological and cultural challenges in the Travis County court system about how evidence moves. But I am confident that Chief Davis is committed to this. APD has already taken action to make sure that evidence is getting to our office quickly.
In Morrison's case, though, he says the presiding judge could have avoided reducing the bond at Morrison's original hearing.
Courts do have the authority, once the case is indicted, to ensure that a suspect stays in custody.
Why do you think that didn't happen the first time around?
It sounds to me like the judge misunderstood the law.
Reporting in Austin, Abigail Velez, CBS Austin News.
Thank you for watching. Please hit the subscribe button and get the latest news by downloading the CBS Austin News app.